Hi guys. All right. So this is the book that I was talking about that is a non-fiction book. That means that this is a real story. Oh, there's my dog again. This story is called Be a Friend to Trees by Patricia Lauber, illustrated by Holly Keller. That means that there's a different author and a different illustrator. So Patricia wrote the book and Holly drew the pictures. There are lots and lots of labels in this story. Let me get a little bit closer so you guys can see. Can you see all the labels here? It says branch, leaves, trunk, inner bark, outer bark, twig. It looks like the illustrator labeled all of the parts of the tree. Trees are nice. They're nice to look at, nice to have around. Well, it looks like my dog is going to join us for our read aloud today. See, I'm going to read all the labels right now. This says sugar maple. That's what kind of tree that is. Gray birch, eastern white pine. Trees are also useful. Both people and animals need trees of all kinds, shapes, and sizes. Everything that is made of wood was once part of a tree. Look around you. How many wooden things do you see? Make a list. Don't forget to count your pencil and maybe your house. So many things are made out of wood. Look at all these things. There's a chair, a baseball bat, pencil, blocks. Paper also comes from trees. Wood is chopped into small pieces, mixed with chemicals and heated. The wood softens and becomes pulp, which is used to make paper and cardboard. Writing paper, books, newspaper, magazines, paper towels, cereal boxes, milk cartons like we have at school, and many other things. Make another list of everything you see that is paper or cardboard. And don't forget the paper that you're writing on. So it says make a list of everything that you see that is paper or cardboard. I bet that's a lot of stuff. Some trees can be tapped for their sap. Sap from different trees is used to make maple syrup. Oops, falling off my chair. Chewing gum, soap, paint thinner, and rubber. So sometimes I have maple syrup on my pancakes. That maple syrup comes from trees. Trees are green plants, and so they make their own food. Green plants are the only living things that can do this. Other living things depend on green plants for food. Some eat parts of plants. Some eat the plant eaters, and some eat both. You eat the parts of the trees known as fruits. Fruits and nuts, apples, oranges, pears, cherries, peaches, walnuts, almonds, pecans, hazelnuts, and lots of others. Chocolate also comes from a tree. It is made from the seeds of a cacao tree. Did you guys know that chocolate comes from trees? Many animals eat parts of trees. Caterpillars eat leaves. So do deer, and so do koalas. Porcupines eat the inner bark of trees as well as the buds and twigs. Squirrels and chipmunks gather nuts to eat. Bees find food in the flowers of trees. They collect pollen in the sugary liquid called nectar. Birds eat seeds and fruits from trees. And those are only a few of the animals that find food in trees. Oh my goodness. Trees help a lot of people and a lot of animals. Many animals also make their homes in trees. Birds roost in trees. That means they build nests and raise their young in trees. And squirrels nest in trees too. Monkeys live in trees. Some tree frogs spend their whole lives in trees without ever coming down. That's pretty wild. Honeybees make their hives in tree hollows. That's like a little hole in a tree. Many other insects also live in trees. So do small creatures such as spiders. Deer find shelter beneath the trees in forests and woodlands. They find safe places to hide their babies. The roots of trees hold soil in place. They keep it from washing away in heavy rains or floods. When soil is held in place, water sinks into it and it is stored in the ground. Many people depend on water that is stored underground. They draw it up to the surface through wells. Trees do something else that is very important. It has to do with the air we breathe. Air is made of gases. One of them is oxygen. It is the gas that our bodies need. It is the gas that all animals need. So when you breathe in, your lungs fill up with oxygen. The reason that the trees and other green plants keep putting oxygen into the air so they can give off oxygen as they make food. Trees make food in their leaves. The leaves can be broad, like the ones you see on a maple tree. They can be narrow and pointed, like the needle-shaped leaves you see on a fir or pine tree. All of these green leaves do the same work. They make food for the trees. Cool. To make food, leaves use water, which they take from the ground. They use a gas called carbon dioxide, which they take from the air. And they use sunlight as energy. Really cool. Trees need food just to stay alive. They also need food for growth. To make new wood, leaves, twigs, fruits, and nuts. Some of a tree's food is used right away. Some is stored for future use. While making food, leaves also make oxygen that they don't need, and they get rid of it by putting it into the air. That's why trees are so good for us, because we need oxygen too. And trees put the oxygen back out into the air. Much of the oxygen that people and animals need comes from trees. Without them, we might not be here at all. So trees are more than nice. They're something we can't live without. And that is why everyone should be a friend to trees. So it says here how to be a friend to trees. Using less paper is a great way to save trees. If you can, use a rag, sponge, or dish towel instead of a paper towel. Take along a paper bag when you go grocery shopping. Oh, we've talked about this before. Most bags can be used over again. No one needs new bags every time. Better yet, take your own bag to the market. Do you usually write only on one side of a piece of paper? Don't throw it out. Use the other side. I always say that. Recycling paper is another way to be a friend. When paper is recycled, it is shredded, mashed, washed, and made into paper again. It's reused. Then we need less new paper, and that means fewer trees must be cut down. Suppose all the people in the United States recycled their newspapers. That would save 500,000 trees a week. Does your family recycle? Do you help? I recycle. We're going to be talking a lot more about that. And then there's something else you can do. If you have the chance, help plant a tree. So for your journal today, I want you to write about one thing that you learned about trees. And also, I'm looking back at this page here, and it says make a list of everything that you see that is paper. And here it says make a list of everything that you see that's wood. So I'm looking around right now, and I see a lot of things that are made of wood, including part of the chair that I'm sitting on. And this book is made from paper, from a tree. All right, so for your journal today, write one thing that you learned about trees. Okay? I can't wait to see. Bye, guys.